Hello everyone. Welcome to a color and chat video. Today is finally going to be a color and chat in my latest coloring book, which is Spooklettes Volume 1. As you can tell, I have already started coloring this page just a little bit. The original page did not have this little box. I added that, and today I am going to be working, I believe, in this color palette. For the purposes of expediting these color and chat videos, which in the past used to be an hour plus long. As you guys know, if you've been with me on these color and chats, you know that I've been trying to keep them shorter. So I've already selected the color palette off camera. I've already started the page just a little bit. And today I'm going to be using Pardon Any Eraser Dust. I was working on an illustration earlier before this, so if you see any trash, there's gonna be trash, okay? So today I am going to be using a selection of Cali Art markers as well as Jelly Roll souffles, and maybe a metallic Jelly Roll and just a regular classic Jelly Roll. I don't know. We'll see. So far, that's what I pulled. So for the box in the background, if you are following along with the colors, that is Pastel Rose. I've also pulled, well, let me give you the number. So R304 Pastel Rose, Y025 Pale Olive, Y623 Potato Brown, Y713, which is Salmon, R702, which is Mauve Shadow, and that's gonna do it. I am going to share with you the original illustration that this little lady was based on. Where is it? Let me grab it. This one right here. It's in my little portfolio book. You can see they're the same but different-ish. And originally I had wanted to go with this color palette, but things changed. So we're gonna play around a little bit. You can see the green and the brown from the original there. By the way, this one is for sale via my Etsy shop if you're interested in scooping her up. The book is available via Amazon, and the PDF printable version is available on Etsy too. Links are gonna be down below. Let's get into it. All right, so I think for this, I am going to leave her skin white. I have a tendency to like either all white blank skin tone or unnatural skin tones. Blues, pinks, greens. I'm not a fan of peach or olive or brown. I mean, I like skin tones, clearly. I think I've said it before that I love either really, really dark skin tones or super pale skin tones. I love them. Colors look beautiful on either the super, super dark or the super, super light. But that's in real life. When I'm coloring, I'm just not a huge fan of natural skin tones, just me personally, because I've created a wonky coloring book to have fun in, and I don't want to be realistic in my book, so I try to stay away from realism as much as possible, and that, of course, extends into the figures and their flesh tones themselves. So that's just my little spiel on that. Could change. I could end up slapping some color on her face later, although I doubt that I will. If you hear my air conditioner, you aren't going crazy. There is a hum, or more like a whirring, whooshing sound in the background because it is over 100 degrees today. So air conditioner is necessary. Not necessarily for me right now. I mean, generally speaking, oh, and there goes my refrigerator. So lots of mechanical noises to contend with today. But generally speaking, when it's 90 degrees or below, I don't need the air conditioner for me, but if it's over 90, I turn it on for the dog. Because he's little and he's a dog. He can't cool down. What does he know? So I have to suffer through the air conditioner, and I say suffer through it because I get cold. I've been a desert dweller for several years now, and I've acclimated to the heat. And when it gets under, say, 82, 83, when I have the cold blast of air coming at me, I get cold. I'm a lizard. Vampire woman, I need the heat. All right. Her hair is gonna be, should we stick with the green? I'm gonna go with or purple. You know what? Let's give her, never mind. I thought I was pretty set on that decision. I'm going to go ahead and give her green hair just because why not? I guess that's sort of in keeping with the original. The original drawing was very green and yellow warm tone leaning, so here's my little homage to the original. So how's everyone doing? Everyone is mostly still on lockdown, right? I feel for those of you who are stuck in areas where people are being absolute maniacs and protesting that they want everything to open up. And what's worse than people protesting everyone wanting to open up are the morons who are still refusing to wear masks. It's like, you know what? It's not even about you, selfish asshole. If you want to get sick, that's fine. But worry about everyone else around you too, please. Because you know what? The way I see it is all of these people, and I wish ill on nobody unless they deserve it, okay? And if people are this selfish, they deserve it. If someone I know falls ill and it's because they were not wearing a mask, that's on them. If someone I know does fall ill and they were taking all the precautions and they happen to be around somebody who wasn't wearing a mask, well, you know what? F you, and I hope the person who wasn't wearing the mask gets it. And I hope nobody helps you. It's what you deserve. I'm sorry, you guys, but I really, 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 truly despise selfish people. I hate them. And I know, forgiveness is a thing. You should hope that people learn, and that's fine. Look, people can be terrible human beings, and they can learn lessons later in life. That's fine, and I'm all for that, on the condition that they're learning their lessons at their own expense, not at the expense of other people. This disease is serious and it kills people, so don't be selfish pricks. And that's all the lecturing I'm gonna do on that because nobody wants to hear it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the fluffy boa thing in this peach color. Yeah, it's kind of a weird, ugly, orangey, peachy color. She's giving me some 70s vibes with her big hat and with the avocado green. So let's go ahead and bring some of those vibes down into her. I don't know what this fluff is. A boa, I guess, a really fluffy boa. Whatever it is. All that being said, let me know how you guys are feeling right now. Are you all still stuck indoors? Have you become acclimated to being indoors? Are you going crazy? Let me know. Let me know how you're doing. I'm genuinely curious because I live in a bubble out here in the desert. So I don't really have a decent grasp on just how bananas it is in other regions. I know people who live in Florida, in New York, in LA, large cities like that, and I know how crazy it is. As usual, my phone ran out of memory. Okay, as I was saying, let me know where you live and how things are down there. If you need to vent, vent down below. I am happy to read it and to do whatever I can to alleviate your woes, because as I said, I live in a bubble, and just because I'm doing okay doesn't mean anyone else is. So let me know. You know what we're going to do today? We are going to make a little pink Ralph. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be Ralph if it's pink, but one thing that I always tell you in my color and chats is if you're running into a situation where you feel as though the colors are getting away from you, you're doing too much, whatever, bring the colors around into different aspects of the page. So for instance, I have this pink background with the pink hair, and now just to triangulate and to balance a little bit, I'm bringing some of that down below. And right now that I'm working on this, one thing that I want to say, because you can tell that the swatches look different than the actual page. I'm sure that most of you know this already, but for those of you who do not, the paper that you're using is going to affect the way the ink looks. Generally speaking, the more porous the paper is, and this doesn't matter if it's thick or thin paper, just is it porosity, porousness of the paper, whatever the word is. The porous, I'm going to go with porousness. The porousness of the paper is going to affect the lightness or darkness. So if the paper is more porous, your inks, your colors are going to look darker. If it is a smoother surface, the ink is going to sit more on the surface of the paper and it's going to look a little lighter. This swatching paper is it's a Bristol, so it's smoother than this paper. So just keep that in mind. If you're wondering why your swatches don't look the same, you aren't doing anything wrong. No one is doing anything wrong. The paper's not deceiving you, the markers aren't deceiving you, it's just the nature of the beast. This lavender purple's killing me because I don't know where I want to put it. Okay, we're gonna start playing with the skulls because of course they're gonna be Ralphs. Of course they're gonna be Ralphs. Do you expect anything less of me at this point? I would bring him out to say hello, but he's sitting on the coffee table right now and I'm not going to get up to go get him. I am, of course, using these Sparkle Pops, which are the most fantastic glitter pens ever. Now, the problem that I have with them is that they are awfully streaky. I was working on this watercolor today. Well, I'm not even going to show you because it won't translate on camera. But if you have the Sparkle Pops, you know this, that they lay down, they look beautifully, but if you start shifting your paper around, you can see the layers of ink and glitter, and it just looks very streaky, which is unfortunate. It definitely does not ruin the look of your piece. They still look fantastic. But my point is that I would love, oh my God, my kingdom for glitter that lays down without the use of so much layering, without the necessity of so much layering, I should say, because the layering is where the streakiness comes from with these. But overall, they're fantastic. They're still my favorite. I love them. I'm not trying to speak ill of my beloved Sparkle Pops, I promise. Sparkle Pops or hybrid metallic. I don't think I've said that in a while, but for those of you who are new here, if you are from the UK or I think anywhere else in the world, these pens they look different. They have a different barrel and a different name, but it's the exact pen. So here in the US, we have Sparkle Pop, which I freaking hate so much. I hate that name. I hate the barrel. I hate everything about the way this pen looks. But everyone else gets the hybrid dual metallics, which are a much cooler barrel. They're just so sleek and minimal as opposed to this. Here, I'll show you one. I don't have it in the gold. I used it up. See? This is the hybrid. This is the Sparkle Pop. I just love this. It's cooler, okay? It's cooler. Aesthetic decisions. I've just noticed this, that with most things that are US, that are to be marketed within the US, just the packaging and the aesthetics just aren't as cool. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but that's what I believe. And on the subject of glittery pens, what I'm going to do is grab the pink, because this little darling over here needs some glitter, does it not? Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is, am I going to put pink anywhere else? I think her makeup, we're going to pull some of this pink up into her makeup, the sparkly pink. And I want to do her makeup in gold, primarily in gold, and I don't know, we'll see. I don't like to agonize too much over my pages, so. Okay, Sarah. This air conditioner is driving me crazy. It is freezing. Just from where I'm sitting right here, the vent is aimed right in my direction, and I'm just like, oh, you damn dog. You're lucky I love you so much. I'm suffering for him, and he's over here just laying on the couch being a princess. He just had a snack, so he's perfectly content with life, aren't you, brat? Okay. So let us do some of this in pink. And we shall, oops, was that out of, oh my God, I'm sorry, that may have been out of frame. We're going to do that in pink, and then, okay, you know what? We're gonna do some bouncing. Welcome to my manic universe. We are going to bounce. I'm going to pull out another color that I did not mention at the beginning because I literally just grabbed it out of the box. This is going to be a Crazy Pop in lime green. The Crazy Pop is an offshoot of the Sparkle Pop. These, to the best of my knowledge, are difficult to find. A couple of you people mentioned it on a few of my videos a while back, and then one of you, Doris, I still haven't forgotten every time I use this and that sepia glaze pen that you sent me. I think of you, girl, I do. Doris was kind enough to send me a set of these Crazy Pops, and my favorite, hands down, is the lime green one. And unfortunately, as I said, these Crazy Pops are rather difficult to find. They are a newer version of the Sparkle Pop. They're a little bit different because they're designed to be not harmonious. The lime green it's a yellow pen with green glitter, so it looks lime green. But there are other ones, for example, this one, which I believe is a blue ink with a gold glitter. They're very discordant, very strange color combinations, hence the name Crazy Pop, right? But this one's beautiful. This is perfect. This is the color that I have been screaming for with the Sparkle Pops. I'm like, why? The Sparkle Pops would be so perfect if they just released a freaking light purple and a lime green. And well, baby, here you go. Here's the lime green. but I like this one. It's just so good. I'm partial to green, so perhaps that's why. But so here's what we're doing. You don't necessarily need the crazy pop, of course. If you are trying to replicate the colors that I'm going for, just grab any green glitter pen. It's fine, because what I'm going to do is just do two-tone on these little pearls, beads, whatever they are. I'm going to do some of them in the lime, and then I'm going to do, let's do gold, shall we? Let's see what a green gold combo is going to look like. Yeah, that works for me. So grab a gold pen and a green, again, only if you're trying to replicate. If you're doing your own thing, by all means, baby, do your own thing. But that's what I'm going to do. And for the purposes of keeping this color and chat palatable, easily digestible, I'm going to do that off camera. So I will check back in with you in a minute. So the little pearls are complete, and I also did a little bit on her eyes. I'm going to call it a day after I finish this next step. But just really quickly to show you what I'm going to do, we're going to start playing with the floof down here. And what I'm going to do is pull out one of my beloved Moonlight pens. As you know, these are my babies. I love them. I use them pretty frequently. And I'm just going to add a few little areas of highlight along the edges of the floof. Not everywhere. I'm just going to randomly put it in like that. And then, let's see here. Because this color is very bright, these moonlights are fluorescent. Not all of them are, but the original line is definitely fluorescent, so I don't want to compete too much with the colors that are going on. So I'm going to keep it sparse, just add a little here, a little there, and then I'm also going to add with the orange Sparkle Pop or Hybrid Metallic, whatever, I'm going to add some of my scribbles. So even though this page is very simple in terms of coloring, just a few materials, gel pens and markers, I'm definitely overloading it with a lot of my techniques. A page can be very quick, very painless, but put your flavor on it. It doesn't have to be a grand masterpiece. Compared to some of my other pages, this one is definitely going by pretty quickly. But there you go. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully that translates on camera. You can see some of that orangey gold here. And then I will check in with you next time. Well, hello. Welcome back. It is another day. The next day, if we're being technical. Since I spoke with you last, I finished up the little poof and I did a little touch of work on her eyes. So hopefully we're going to get this finished today in an effort to keep my supplies a little bit more wrangled on my desk. I've been rubber banding what I've been using and it's actually working out pretty nicely. Green lips, and I'm not sure how crazy I'm going to get with the makeup because I am liking the simplicity of it. I mean, not to say that she's a super basic piece because there's quite a bit of texture going on here. We have the glitter, we have the creamy ink of the gel pens, we have some of the extra ink work line work that I'm going to be adding in. So we're going to keep things fairly banal, or rather as banal as I can keep things. And we're going to do orange here. Okay, and then I do want to add some highlights to the little pink hair bang that she's got going on here, and then to the skull as well. And I'm going in with a pink souffle. I do enjoy white highlights. I am no stranger to a white highlight, as you know. But I also enjoy highlighting with monochromatic colors. So for instance here, the hair is pink, and I am highlighting with a lighter pink. Well, I wouldn't necessarily refer to it as a subtle highlight. It's definitely less of a high contrast than it would have been were I to have used a white. It's just a softer highlight. If you've not used these souffles, they are a bit of a trip because they go on clear and then they dry opaque. So if you are a little bit afraid, a little unsure of yourself, use these with caution. But if you're a bit of a daredevil, pick them up, because you don't exactly know what you're doing until the color begins to reveal itself. The background is a little blah, so I am going to add a little bit of line work back here, and I'm using something that you rarely see me use, Mr. Ruler. I'm not the biggest fan of rulers, as you know, but every once in a while, it's all right. It's all right. I enjoy a wonky line, so of course the ruler is, I wouldn't necessarily call it my arch enemy, but we're not exactly besties either. Okay. And we're gonna go in with the gold sparkle pop, and of course, to make this just a little bit more interesting, lay down on me. Great. It's dead. I do have another one here, and everyone say a little prayer for me, because this is my last sparkle pop. I need to place an order, and I will. It just goes to show you how much I love these friggin' pens. I don't know how many of these I've gone through. They're messy as hell though. What I will say, if the glitter becomes a problem for you, if it just gets everywhere, in between coloring sessions, just give it a light spray with a fixative, or if you don't have a fixative, just use a hairspray. But be very light, just a quick whoosh will do. Very breezy, very light coating, and that will keep most of the glitter in place. Because yeah, these sparkle pops, if you are a glitter hater, you will despise these because they are super, super messy. Her hair needs a little something something, doesn't it? We are going to play with, let's do this metallic green. I pulled out this metallic green and I haven't used it yet. I'm not a big fan of the metallic jelly rolls. They don't do a whole lot for me, so I don't use them very often, but sometimes I do find a use for them. Case in point, this. Just adding a few little touches of it here and there. I don't know why I don't care for them much. They're just not that exciting. Are they metallic? Yeah, but the colors are super dull. I prefer the look of the sparkle pops in terms of them being metallic and reflective. These are just kind of, they're just not that great. At this point, I think she's just about done. I'm going to add a little bit more detail to her face, and I'm going to slap on a lash. Can't help myself sometimes. And then we're going to call it done. Let's add some of my lines here. You know how I feel about lines, lines and dots, lines and dots. My life is comprised of lines and dots. And we're going to do the same up here. Nothing major, just for a little bit of interest in the background, like so. Do we need some here? Let's just leave it alone. What I will do, I don't know, does it need anything else? I don't think so. Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put some dots on it. You know me and my dots, you guys. You know me and my dots. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed. Okay, and then we'll do a little bit here. Okay, and I'm going to give her a lash, and then I will check in with you when that's done. What do we think? I think she turned out all right. Yeah, I like her. I think I said that about my last color in chat as well. The previous one was Stardust Space Lust, and I kind of liked that page. I think I like this one a little bit more, but yeah, I like the colors. I think the color palette on this one definitely speaks to me. So thank you very, very much for joining me for this color in chat. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me. for a little while. I definitely enjoyed hanging out with you, even though I've been talking to myself for God knows how long. I'm hoping that this color and chat is going to be, well, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a short one because this page didn't take a whole lot out of me. I'm just a dingus who insists on splitting things up over a couple of days. But there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Take a look at the links down below. Everything that you need to know will be down below. Links on where you can get the book, either the printed copy or the PDF downloadable version. You can find me on social media. All of that good stuff. I'm going to stop flapping my lips and I will see you again in the next one.